Hey guys, Matt here and welcome to my Oculus Go review video. I'm going to let you guys know a couple of things first before we get into the video. First off, this background gameplay is of Bait and it's recorded from the Oculus Go itself. Bait is just a fishing game. The only reason I did it was because there doesn't need to be any context for it. So there's that. I'm also going to apologize in advance if I'm stumbling on my words. I'm trying to get this done in like 1 or 2 takes. I don't want to be recording background audio or just audio multiple times, so I'm going to apologize in the beginning that it might be a little weird. So the Oculus Go itself costs around $200 for the 32GB version, and I think either $250 or $300 for the 64GB, but I'm not entirely certain on that fact. Either way, I suggest getting the 32GB version unless you have to have multiple people experience the same thing at once, but usually most of these games are experiences that you do one time and after that you can uninstall them. Or at least that's what I do. I have quite the array of games currently and you'll see that in the footage in a minute, and I don't have to really uninstall much because most of them are just experiences. Although some of them will stay on my Oculus Go because they are experiences that I can keep doing, like some online multiplayer ones where you can go in and talk to people. It's very interesting. I really like the Oculus Go. Either way, in this video what I'm going to be doing is letting you guys know everything that comes in the Oculus Go and a couple extra things on top of that, plus showing you guys around the Oculus Go main screen and all that stuff, so you guys can have an idea if you want it or not. Anyways, let's get right into it. So this is the Oculus Go box, just lets you know that it's an all-in-one VR headset, no phone needed, 32GB, 1000 plus game. This is obviously all the features that come with it. This headphone part is really interesting because you don't actually need headphones, though you can use them. You don't really need them because the audio system is really well. This is all the stuff that comes in it, a glasses spacer, so if you have glasses, you don't have to really, be all up on the screen. The power button and the volume buttons are on the top just so then you don't have to go through the menu to change the volume. Then you get the charging port and the auxiliary port if you want to use headphones of your own choosing. And then there's the microphone on the bottom because obviously you don't have to have headphones plugged in. That's the awesome part about it. They have a really good system. This is just a little clip of the dongle that I use to transfer the files right over to my phone very easily. You guys can use that too if you have one, or you can just plug it straight into your computer if you want to transfer files onto a device to edit them for a video. This is what the screen looks like. This is the controller that you can see on the bottom right. Obviously, it's only 360 degrees, so you can't move it forward and backward. You can just move it around, if that makes sense. It's the same thing with the headset. It's just 360 degrees. You can't move forward and backwards, but trust me, it's not that big of a deal. For only $200, this is an amazing system. I'm currently just going through all the games that I have installed, applications that I have installed, just to show you guys that 32GB truly is enough. This part is just ready to install, so I don't actually have those installed at the moment. Now we're going to go over to the store. Just quickly, I'm not going to go through all of the things, but there is quite the array of games that you can install for free and for purchase. I have not purchased any games yet, but if I do end up purchasing them, in the description below I will put the name down, and then if they're worth it or not in the future, it's not going to be down there right now because at the moment of recording and editing this video, I have not bought anything. As we're loading the next part of the HUD, just look around at how beautiful the landscape is just at the home. It is honestly really awesome. You can change your landscape as well, which I will show you, but this is the TV version where you can go through TVs and have this digital virtual TV area. Or living room, your digital living room, which you can invite friends. I just hit my hand on something. But like I was saying, that is one of the biggest selling points. You can invite your friends to watch TV from miles away, from countries away. You can watch Netflix, Hulu, all kinds of different applications. There's even an app where you can go into a virtual movie theater and watch a movie and buy tickets to go and watch it virtually with your friends. Currently, I'm just going through all the friend applications, which there's not much to see here because I haven't added anybody yet. We're going to go over to recording. You can genuinely cast, live stream, record, take pictures, and look through all your recordings just from the Oculus Go itself. Mind you, while recording, I do not have my phone on me at all. I'm not using my phone to do anything. The only thing I'm using my phone to do is transfer the recorded file over, which is genuinely amazing. I don't need my phone to cast necessarily unless I want to. You can even cast to your TV in beta mode. Sometimes it doesn't work, it's a little finicky, but you can do it. Right now in the footage, I'm currently just going through the brightness and the volume, just letting you guys know that you can change that from the HUD itself. You don't have to press the buttons on the top of your Oculus Go, but you can. It's not that big of a deal. You can readjust where you want it. If you're laying down in bed, you can adjust it to be above you, stuff like that. It's really awesome. But now let's get into the settings. So in the settings, you can actually find a lot of really cool things like changing the night mode, which will like change the tint around you so you're not tired. Microphone, which you can turn on and off if you don't want to be recorded. You don't have to be. You can just turn it straight up off. I don't know why I made that noise. There's so many settings. You can change your hand from left to right very easily if you're left-handed, or if your analog or your controller's on your left hand. Regardless, you can change it to left, or if you're on right like I am, then you can change it to right. Then, as you can see, if you go to battery and you turn on like the battery saving mode, it'll make your latency, or your frames per second rather, seem slower. It's a less smooth interference, but you can save a lot more battery when you do that. I just showed you guys. I don't usually do it unless I'm like looking through the store and trying to download new apps, and then I'll turn it on just so I can save more battery during that time. But that's about all I will do. You can change your scenery, which is really awesome. I think you can even download your own scenery if you plug it into your computer or your phone. You can put pictures into it and the scenery, and it'll look really cool. You can get little Maltesers to be around you. There's a little bit, there's like 400 too many dogs, honestly. I don't like that. I prefer to stick around the high ones, like the mountains that I'm in right now. I like it better. I feel like being above, looking down, and being super high up, it's just a really cool and riveting experience when you're in your home. Here I'm showing you guys a couple more applications, and I mean, genuinely, that's about it. There's not much more to it. It's a very simple device, very simple to understand, and very simple to play with. And guys, that's that. Now, believe me when I tell you, there are so many different titles you can play, from flying around in the ISS to shooting your way through a zombie horde to flying around the Titanic with some random multiplayer people and talking to them flying around the Titanic. Trust me, there are so many different things you guys can play with, and I promise you this is a very fun console, or I want to call it a console because it feels like a console. It runs games very well. The only thing I've realized is that most games don't take advantage of the power in this Oculus Go. For example, the bait game has used a way of having more sharper images, I guess is what you could say. Some games will make it look less good and more pixelated and just generally less realistic. Whereas, clearly this game is more cartoonish. It is also very good quality. It's not, for a $200 VR headset, this is very good. If I were to have to guess, it's essentially like using one of those Google Cardboards or those VR ones where you put your phone into it with one of the new modern phones like the iPhone X or the Note 10 Plus. Except for without spending the $1,000 that phone cost, you get the game itself, $200, and 32 gigabytes of storage. Like I said, you can watch YouTube VR videos, Snoop-A-Vision, Snoop Dogg watching YouTube videos with you. Trust me, it's something you want to do. On top of that, you can watch any YouTube videos. You guys can watch PewDiePie or Jacksepticeye or any YouTuber, gaming vlogger. You can watch Casey Neistat or MKBHD. I think I butchered that name. But in a virtual home. You can watch Kevin Hart's Don't F This Up on Netflix. Genuinely, you could do, the limits are not there. There is no limit. So with that being said, the Oculus Go for me gets a 9 out of 10. Which I guess doesn't really mean much because I'm not a really good reviewer, but it does get a 9 out of 10 for me. There's not too many free experiences that you can take part in, but generally there's quite a bit. There's probably about 50 hours of experiences you can get from free gameplay. But with that being said, I have a lot more stuff that I got from Christmas, including, LED lights. Well, not LED lights, but color-changing lights. A soundbar, a Fitbit watch, all kinds of different things. If you guys would like to see a video review on everything I got from Christmas, including Oculus Go, just an overall one video, I can make that happen. If you also want to see me playing scary games in VR, I can make that happen as well. If you want to see some gameplay, just let me know in the comments down below what you would like to see. Obviously, you guys probably know at this part of the video is really done. This is just for the people that are interested in this channel at all. You probably already know that I'm not really doing YouTube anymore. I'm only doing it if I'm actually wanting to do a video, which this video is one of those cases. I like doing tech reviews and just anything to do with technology. I really like it. It's a lot of fun for me. But clearly you guys have realized that I have not been making YouTube videos at all recently, and it's just been a thing. And if there is some content that you guys would like to see, let me know, and I will be motivated enough to do it. I just feel like I don't have anything that I'm really inspired to do right now. Although I do have a couple of videos I do want to make and I have plans to make, but I'm just not making them just yet. So if you guys want to see some VR videos, I will be more than happy to do some scary VR, some fun VR experiences, all of those things. Just let me know down in the comments below. And with that being said, hope you guys have an amazing day. Peace.